Hi, in this video I want to show you how to design something from using planes and additional sketches to create bodies and make some parts. So first thing, we're going to start a sketch on the base plane and draw a base. And I'm going to make this be 4 inches by 4 inches. We'll call this the bottom of our box and finish sketch. I'm going to make all of my material in this sketch 1/2 inch thick, so I'm going to go E for extrude, click on that, and do 0.5 to give it a 1/2 inch thickness. And now how do we make walls to this box? There's a few tricks to doing this right. First thing, I'm going to start a sketch on the edge and then draw a rectangle from this corner over to this corner. If you hover over this edge for a second, it'll give you a guide when it's blue to show you what that rectangle looks like. I'm going to dimension that with D for dimension. Let's make that 4 inches tall as well. And finish sketch. Now to make this wall on my box, I go E for extrude, click on that and this as well, the way I'm designing it, and go and add a distance of 0.5 for extrusion. It automatically switches to an operation join. We want it to be a new body though, so you're going to switch it back to new body and click OK. Now you should have in your bodies menu a base and we'll call this right side. Now to make the other side, you could do the exact same thing on the other side, which is fine, but you could also copy things to the other side using mirroring. So I'm going to turn off right side using the eyeball for a second and create a plane in the middle of my base by going to construct midplane. Midplane is a thicknessless surface that's being built in the middle of your thing that is going to help you copy things across it, and they are shown as construction planes that are yellow in Fusion. Click OK. I just selected the two opposite sides, and it gives me a plane in the middle. Now I can turn right side back on and go to Create Mirror to copy this thing across my plane to the other side. Say OK. All right, same thing works for the other side. I'm going to create sketch on here. The additional layer of complexity that happens when I start a sketch on this side is that not all of this geometry or all of these shapes are included in this sketch right now. So if I were to go create a rectangle from this corner, it may not snap to the right location. So oftentimes you need to use a project include command, shortcut P for project. I want to include this shape, and this shape all in my sketch. And now I definitely have all the shapes I need to do a rectangle from this corner to this corner. And finish sketch, E for extrude, click, 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 and click. And let's make this also 1/2 inch thick and also a new body. Now I have a right side, left side, and we'll call this the front. And now to make a back, we can use the same technique with the midplane. I'm going to turn off my previous midplane. I'm going to turn off my front, and then I'm going to construct a midplane between here and here. Now I can copy this panel from the front to the back by going to Create, Mirror, Body is here, over the plane to the other side, and now I have all those things. Again, to do the top, I'll need to do the project including on that sketch as well. P for project included, click, 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 and click, and then I can go to OK, and then rectangle from corner to corner. Finish sketch, extrude all of my shapes. 0.5. Again, new body to make a full 6-sided cube this way. All right. One more thing I want to show you is how to start a sketch on a plane to put something in the middle. I can start a sketch from an offset plane, a plane at angle, a mid-plane, or any of these other types in here. The only one I want to use now is mid-plane, but I can also do it with an offset plane. I go from here, I can say, I don't actually want to start my sketch there. I want to start it in the middle of this box, which I believe is at 2.5. Yes, which would be easier to find with a mid-plane, but I just did it that way. Start a sketch here, and now I can draw a little handle on my box by using a line. First, project include the area on the top, and then L for line to go up, over to the midline, over there, and then I can sketch mirror these things over the midline in order to get a symmetric shape, like so. Also, a different kind of extrusion I can use is E for extrude. Click on these two shapes, and instead of doing a one side, I'm going to do a symmetric extrusion where the whole length is 0.5. And also a new body. So now I have a handle right in the middle here too. So we'll call that handle, this top, and this copied front is actually a back. All right, that is how to assemble something. To disassemble, to cut on the CNC router, you would then create a flat plane next to it. So I'm going to start a sketch on this flat plane and draw a rectangle. And I think I'll need something that is 20 inches by 20 inches or so. And finish sketch. Now I can extrude this shape 1/2 inch to create a new body. And now I have a sheet of material to work with that I'm going to call my stock. I'm going to create components from bodies now to make all of these things components. And then I can position my pieces inside the stock by grabbing one at a time, putting it in here, using the flip button to flip it inside my material, and then sliding it over using a rigid joint until it's positioned in a corner. You would shoot for about 3/4 of an inch to a full inch of space in between all of your parts as you do this. And if you have any trouble with this process, feel free to ask questions because this can be a little bit tricky. And that is basically how it goes in order to put all of your pieces into a panel in order to cut them on the CNC router or the laser cutter. This is too thick for the laser cutter, but that's how it works.